the Tristan Law Show. If it's your first time here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'm Tristan Law, semi-retired pro wrestler, and today, I'm your host. He stormed out of the Royal Rumble, and people called Drew McIntyre unprofessional. But what if he's the only one brave enough to say what every wrestler really feels? That he's been cheated, disrespected, and ignored by every company he's carried, by the very company that he carried during the pandemic era. As you know, it's Monday, and I am not alone. I'm here with Jess, the Captain, and we're going to talk about everything about Drew McIntyre because I think that Drew McIntyre has every right to be angry. Drew McIntyre, he walked out of the 2025 Royal Rumble because of a backstage blow-up. He invented new curse words. Allegedly, he was upset about the way that he was eliminated from the Royal Rumble. He felt the way that he was eliminated and what happened between LA Knight and Logan Paul took the spotlight off of him. He stormed out of the building because he said it was better than punching somebody in the face. Drew McIntyre is a man who brought the WWE through the lockdown. Now he's losing to Cody Rhodes in controversial fashion. Nuh-uh. Today, Jess and I, we are unpacking why Drew's fury isn't just random, but it's righteous. What's going on, Jess?
Hey, everybody. Hey. Honestly, I can't agree with you more, Trish. And I feel, I feel bad for him, but I feel like this has possibly been the best heel run of his entire career because he's so upset and because he feels like he has been slighted for the past, since 2021. Since 2021. Just because you have seen him in almost every single PLE doesn't mean the man is not getting slighted. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I feel bad. I do feel bad for him, but it's like, dang, is this not a good thing for him because he's getting more time? And, you know, him and John Cena have been around almost the same amount of time. So, I mean, I think this is right, man. I think, you know, he's playing it so it works out in his favor.
I agree, and I think that's everybody at the end of the day in the WWE. You know, looking at it with a set of kayfabe glasses on, everybody wants to be at the top. Everybody wants to be the champion, but to understand Drew's rage today, we've got to, as Jey Uso says, we got to run it back. I hate that thing so much. You got to run it back to where it all started, and when it chose.
No, you got to do it. Pause.
I'm not doing that. It's stupid.
That's how you do it.
It's stupid.
Don't.
It's stupid.
Hey, look, I don't care. I love it.
We're going to go all the way back to when Drew, when the Chosen One became the Forgotten One. What we're looking at is that in 2009, Jess, he started in the WWE. He was Vince McMahon's Chosen One, right? And he rebuilds himself. He gets fired. He was in a group called 3MB. Do you know what 3MB is? Three-man band?
Yes, I do. I do remember 3MB from the Total Diva era. Yes,
I feel sorry for you that you remember that. But then he gets fired, and then he comes back to the WWE. He rebuilds himself in Evolve. He rebuilds himself on the Indies and comes back to the WWE, and then eventually he's back on top, and he becomes the champion at WrestleMania. But you know the problem when he became the champion at WrestleMania, Jess?
What?
The problem was that there was no fans. Everybody goes to pro wrestling school because we want to be celebrated, because we want to be on WrestleMania. Granted, his name was on the marquee. We all want the fireworks. He didn't get the fireworks. We all want to do it in front of the adulation of the fans. He didn't get the adulation of the fans because there's a pandemic. I feel that.
Like, we bring back the pandemic, though, you know, though it does play an aspect in it. But I think he had to change up something. Let's look back when he was in that little group, right?
Okay.
He was scrawny. You know what I'm saying? He was a little dude, a little ponytail. Like, he just looked young.
Right.
Now, like, fast forward to now, you got this big dude with this beard and, you know, and your man chest, and, you know, you got Scotland on your side, and like the Scotland warrior. Like, I feel like he just had to reinvent himself. And he did,
rightfully so. Rightfully so. He had to do it. But when he came back to the WWE as to reinvent himself, I think that he got given the short straw. Granted, I'm not saying that it was his fault. I am not a conspiracy person. I am not going to go get the tinfoil hat. I am not saying that Drew McIntyre is the reason for COVID. No.
No.
But what I'm saying is, though, that he's been getting the short end of the stick because of the whole entire thing.
Like every time, it's like, dude, you headline. I'm not saying you're the main event, but you headline almost every time. But somehow you're either losing or you're looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just this whiny guy who never got their chance. It's almost like you're a Scottish Miz, and that's not even true.
But he never got a real chance, because every time he gets a chance, every time that you get a chance that you're saying, Jess, it's like he Cash at the Castle, he gets robbed. Another title shot gone. He gets betrayed, right? CM Punk is in his business. Damian Priest is in his business. Cody Rhodes is in his business. Like the brother just wants to live. That was the guy who got the short end of the stick. He didn't even get the short end of the stick. I could say it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. He got the shit end of the stick. That's what he got, right? He didn't get any of that, right? Did Drew McIntyre, I'm asking you this, Jess, what do you think? With everything that Drew McIntyre went through, coming to the WWE, being labeled the chosen one, being thrown into 3MB, then being, fired, coming back, making a name for himself, coming back as Drew McIntyre, the grown-ass man. Do you think that WWE ever truly rewarded Drew McIntyre for everything that he's done?
No, absolutely, because they probably felt like it wasn't enough. In the industry, as a fan, just looking from outside in, it's all about one is all about fan. You know what I'm saying? How you interact with the fans, how the fans interact with you. And, they just probably didn't see it yet. I guess they felt like he wasn't above and beyond like everybody else. Let's just go back to 2021. Right? Look how long he had that feud with Bobby. Every time, 2021, him and Bobby supposed to go for the WWE Championship. He loses. Right. The three-way match. He loses again. Then we have Hell in a Cell. He loses again. And then over and over and over again until that final time in 2022. Right? 2022 when he won against Seth Rollins. Right. And then he got the thing, and then boom, who comes cash, like you said, who come cash in? Boom, Damian Priest. So it just felt like I could see how he could be upset, because it's just like you're trying to make him a loser, and the man can actually wrestle and he's good. But
the thing though, Jess, is that the man had the opportunity to where he could have ran out of the arena. That was at WrestleMania 40. He had the opportunity where he could have just left the arena, but no, he wanted to stay in the arena. And what he wanted to do was that he wanted to gloat a little bit. I think that's where Drew McIntyre takes the L for that one. There, he should just got out. I feel that did WWE really truly reward Drew for everything that he's done? I think yes, they did reward him. But even though he was the champion in the pandemic, I could tell you honestly, it still wouldn't feel like it's enough. It still wouldn't feel like I'm getting everything that I'm supposed to get. You see, the thing is that it's when the Royal Rumble came around, it wasn't just another loss for Drew. It was a decade's worth of disrespect exploding all at once. The details of the incident with the whole Royal Rumble thing, he was eliminated by Damian Priest. LA Knight jumping into his spot, and then Drew stormed out. He invented a few curse words, like I said before, but later his comments were, it shows that how very adult that he is, that he left before he punched someone. It shows self-awareness and anger with purpose, but not chaos. Fans called him unprofessional.
No, this is wrestling. How is it? Come on. This is wrestling. This is the wrestling industry. Come on now. It was just like you're either going to play the game.
That's right.
Or you're going to show your ass, and you're going to get you're going to get fired. I'm sorry. I didn't. Usually I'm not cussing like that, but you're going to get fired, bro. So it's just like it's either you're going to keep playing this game and keep getting your six figures, because you can't sit here and convince me that the wrestlers are not making the minimum of $100K, maybe more.
Depends on who you are. Depends on who you are.
And and then if you got brands on your side, I know for a fact you're making a good amount of money. You know what I'm saying? Now Drew doesn't have those. He is just a good wrestler. He doesn't have a brand on his side yet.
He doesn't need one. He doesn't need one. Drew McIntyre doesn't need a brand.
Yeah, he is his own brand. Like, yes, because going back to the Drew and the Damian Priest, all of a sudden we're getting memes. You're playing with the fans using your social media. Bored at, like, remember the shirt? Bored at work.
True, he was showing his behind a little bit. He was
showing it, but it was like, it was worth it. It was worth it because, like you just said, we want to see more of Drew, even though he is mad and angry, and this is his true emotions that we're seeing. It makes him one of the top 5 best heels in the industry.
You know, I'm going to give you a hand clap right now. I agree. I agree that Drew McIntyre is one of the best heels in the WWE right now.
Oh, my God. Like,
Dare I say all of pro wrestling.
Oh, my goodness. It's just like, every time something happens, I'm anticipating, like, all right, where's Drew? Where's Drew? You know, between him and Damian Priest, I'm always like, hey, where's Drew? Hey, where's Damon? Hey, where's Randy Orton? Hey, where's Roman? He's one in that group. You know what I'm saying?
I think 100%, Jess, that Damian Priest would have probably not have been as big of a star or would have had even as an entertaining of a title run if it wasn't for Drew McIntyre. I've always said that Drew McIntyre, that LA Knight, that he feels very boring when he got the belt. When he became the U.S. champion, it was like, okay, great, he's the U.S. champion, now what? Right? Because nobody puts him in danger. Cody Rhodes, when Cody Rhodes is the champion, his first title run, it felt very boring and lackluster. But when you get somebody like Drew McIntyre, who is legit, he is real. There's no Kool-Aid that pumped through his veins. That's the kind of guy that needs to be that he deserves more. He needs to be a heel, and he's right to be angry. Because one of the things we're going to look at later on is that he keeps being the WWE is gaslighting us. Nick Aldis, I ain't even going to call him Nick Aldis anymore. He don't get no respect from me. I'm calling him Mickie James' husband. Mickie James' husband. He is Mickie James' husband, Jess.
I know, but come on, we're so much better than that, y'all.
All right, fine.
That's almost
fine.
Almost like calling Punk AJ Lee's husband.
Fine. How about this? How about I call him Mr. James, right? So Mr. James, Mr. James, he's out there gaslighting us to making us believe that Drew McIntyre is the problem. Drew McIntyre is not the problem. The problem is the WWE, and the problem is Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is a heel. He's talking about adrenaline running in his soul. The real thing that's running through Cody Rhodes' soul is venom. He has venom in his soul.
You still pushing this narrative, aren't you?
That Cody Rhodes is a heel?
There's nothing. I can't. I'm not going out. I'm not going for that. That boy is super babyface. Super. Like he's Superman. This is why John Cena dubbed him the way he did, because that's literally him. Bro, like, come on, man. No, he ain't no heel. But when he does turn heel, which we will get, I'm not saying it's today. I'm not saying it's tomorrow, and I'm surely not saying it's next year. But we're going to get it, because, like you said, eventually this whole Cody run is going to get boring.
Yeah, I think that Cody Rhodes. I think that there's definitely a lot more to Cody Rhodes, and we haven't seen it yet. And I think that Cody Rhodes got a little taste of the dark side, and I'm not talking about his. I'm not talking about his wife. He got a little.
Bless yourself. No. I'm not letting you go with that one.
You're not gonna
go in there.
You're not gonna let me go with that one.
No. Come on.
Okay,
Even
fine.
though we love Brandy. We love her.
Cody Rhodes got a little taste of the dark side when he had to cheat to win. And I think there's a lot more to Cody Rhodes. But the issue that I'm having is that Cody Rhodes only attacked Drew McIntyre only attacked Cody Rhodes on SmackDown a couple of weeks ago because he got attacked first. Drew McIntyre came out there to troll. That's what he came out there. He came out there to troll. But
that's a part of the character. When he started doing that, I could see his fandom rising. When he started doing that shit, like the board at work, when him and Damian Priest had that thing, you over there, you taking pictures and whatnot, like, bro. It was just that it was leveling up. Now, I guess my problem is that why isn't WWE trying to allow a heel to hold the championship anymore? Because it seems like every heel that has held it before Cody Rhodes, their run has not been that long. And I wonder why.
Well, Cody Rhodes is the future, though. I agree that Cody Rhodes is the person that they're going to put this generation, the next generation, on his back. He's the person that everybody is going to be. He's going to be the John Cena of this next generation. He's going to be the Hulk Hogan of this next generation, dare I say. I know it might feel a little bit disrespectful to some people, but I really feel that that's what it is. Drew McIntyre, though, he's Teflon. They can go out there, they could beat Drew McIntyre every single week. But Drew McIntyre walks back and he still gets his heat back. Drew McIntyre put his hands on the ref and now he's suspended. Why is he suspended? He ain't do nothing.
It's crazy how he's suspended, but if Randy was to do it, he'd just get a little fine. Ain't that interesting?
Right. But you know what, too, though? In the eyes of Mr. Aldis, I'm sorry, Mr. James, Mickie James' husband, Nick Aldis, he has probably had enough of Drew McIntyre. He probably doesn't see what's going on. Drew McIntyre, though, does not see himself as a heel. And I think that's what makes being a heel so special. When you look at a movie like The Lion King, right? And I want to say, okay. I want to show Ryan a little bit of a shout out right now.
I almost forgot. I was like, did you forget about the chat?
No, my bad. Ryan's in the chat. Ryan said if it was not a pandemic in 2020, would WWE have given Drew McIntyre the title at WrestleMania 36 anyway? That's a hell of a question. Because what if they had kept it on Brock Lesnar?
I mean, we all know how it is with Brock Lesnar. So,
but, Drew McIntyre did win at the Royal Rumble in Tampa, if I'm not mistaken. It was the Royal Rumble in Tampa. So would he had win? Essentially, it probably would have made sense. You know, you use somebody like Brock Lesnar to hold on to the championship for a little bit, and then what you do is that you have it give to somebody else. You kind of give them the rub.
But then you're just going from heel to heel. Well, even though he doesn't think he's a heel, but from outside looking in, he looks like a heel. So it was like, you really want to pass it from heel to heel?
But he wasn't a heel at the time. He was a big baby face at the time. Look,
he was a bad baby face then.
Let me tell you this. Let me explain this in this way, Jess. Are you familiar with the Joker from Batman?
Am I familiar with the Joker from Batman? When you know I was dressed as the Riddler on Halloween. What? Come on.
Okay.
Come on now.
So the we're going to use wrestling terms now.
Okay.
Is the Joker a heel or babyface?
He's a heel. Well, he's he's an anti-babyface.
No, we're not going to go in the middle. It's either he's heel or babyface.
Oh, heel.
Okay, cool. What about the Riddler? Is the Riddler heel or babyface?
He wants to be a babyface, but he's a heel.
Okay.
Because, that's delusion.
How about Batman? Is Batman a heel or babyface?
I can't tell you that. It goes right back to the middle of being an anti-babyface.
Batman is
let's just say anti-babyface.
Batman is an anti-babyface. Batman is a babyface.
Anti-babyface.
He's the good guy. He's the good guy. He's the good guy of the whole entire thing. They propped up the whole entire story around Batman, Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, that's true.
Bruce Wayne is the good guy. Right?
He's supposed to be the good guy.
But he is the good guy.
In a sense.
He is the good guy. Here's the question. Who's telling the story? That's the thing about storytelling. When you look at every single story, right? Okay, look at The Lion King. And I used
to... Alfred's telling the story because
Alfred could be the one telling the story. Right, because he has emotional investment in Batman. It could be the person that we're viewing the story from their eyes. They see Batman as the good guy, but you don't look at the fact that the Joker that the world turned their back on him and mistreated him. You don't look at somebody like the Riddler and say that, okay, well, he's a little bit too smart, but everybody shunned him because he was too smart. Because you know what, if you ask me, I think that the Riddler might have been on the spectrum a little bit. But everybody threw him to the side.
Like super nerd. He was one of those ones, you know how they talk about how there are just certain people and certain kids that would have been a blank shooter. The Riddler's one of them. I don't want to say the place that they're shooting up, but you know where this is going.
But the thing the point that I'm trying to make here is that Drew McIntyre, I think he's justified. You know, he's not a heel.
Absolutely.
He's not a heel, even in his own words. The Sportser ranks Drew McIntyre as the #1 heel because he believes in his heart that he's the hero. His TikTok line, the best heel turns are the justified ones, and he's justified. Just like when Naomi became heel, I could justify why Naomi became heel. When Jade Cargill right now, she's heel, I'm like, you know what? I can see that. I understand that. Somebody like Paul Heyman, I can't understand why he's a heel. He's just slimy to begin with. Nobody's ever did him wrong, right? Nobody's ever bamboozled, flim flam, or okey doked him.
No one's did that to Seth either. He's just a D-bag on the show.
CM Punk, right? They were in WWE together at one time. Betrayed his trust. Cody Rhodes cheats and gets praised. He gets praised. Nobody's talking about how Cody Rhodes DDT'd Drew McIntyre on the title belt. Nobody's talking about that because nobody has a problem with it. It's just okay. You know why? Because Cody Rhodes did it. Adrenaline's in his soul. Good for them.
Had to do something. Or it was more so. I know 2 wrongs don't make a right, but I'm just like,
don't give me that.
Drew already knocked. Well, I don't know if he knocked out the ref or not. He already distracted the ref. You came in disrupting just to disrupt, and y'all are mad. Y'all wanted people to get mad at Cody Rhodes for doing the same thing Drew does. What? That don't make sense.
But you said that that Cody Rhodes had to do something, right?
He had to do.
Where the hell was all this when he was getting his balls kicked in by John Cena?
That's different.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Now all of a sudden you want to be all righteous when John Cena was kicking in his testicles and bludgeoning him with the WWE Championship. Where was this?
Hey man, he was keeping it. He was keeping within himself. He was within himself because he had said it right there, but man, he said, "What? I'm not about to sell my soul." Because you want to sell your soul. No. And then what did he say? Go, to The Rock. He stuck to his guns. He stood 10 toes down on business. So sometimes the good guy finish last, even though they're not supposed to.
And the good guy's Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre's really a baby. I'm telling you, Jess. Look, you know what? Okay, fine. You might not understand that Drew McIntyre is probably a babyface. I'm telling you this. Drew McIntyre's misunderstood.
Okay, now that I will have to agree with you. I'm not going to agree that he's a babyface, but I do believe that he is a justified villain, and everything that's happening for him, I'm with it. Now suspended, man, he'll be back. He's going to be back next week. Or if he's not back next week, he will be there for Survivor Series.
What's the difference between Drew McIntyre in 2025 and CM Punk in 2011?
Drew's fun. I hate to say it. It feels like CM Punk's character is better now than it was back then.
Nope, we're talking about now. What's the difference between Drew McIntyre in 2025 and CM Punk in 2011? When you look at both of them together, what's the difference?
I'm looking, like you said, I look from a fan's point of view, and I just feel like Drew is more so in his heel bag than CM Punk. CM Punk was not a good heel. He wasn't.
CM Punk was a great heel. The difference between CM Punk, CM Punk in 2011 and Drew McIntyre in 2025 is that the fans cheer Punk and the fans boo Drew McIntyre. CM Punk was running around and all he wanted was a shot.
No, they was cheering Drew when we had that no disqualification for Cody. They was cheering for Drew.
He is still getting, in the majority of 2025, Drew McIntyre's been getting booed. Drew McIntyre's been getting booed for years straight now. The difference is that there's no difference with what CM Punk wanted in 2011 than what Drew McIntyre wants in 2025. What Drew McIntyre wants in 2025, he just wants his fair chance of the pie. But everybody, they're suspending the guy. They're putting the guy in unfair matches that are not fair to him. None of that is fair to him, Jess.
Yeah.
None of that.
No,
All he wants to
point.
do is become the champion, but they keep taking it from him. He got screwed.
Maybe that's the story. Maybe that is the story.
That is the story, and that's what we're discussing today. The whole story behind Drew McIntyre.
It's the story. Like, build it up, get him pissed off more and more and more to the point where he is the SmackDown Randy Orton. Come on now. Eventually, he's suspended now, right?
Right.
Watch, he's gonna run up in there. They're gonna try to escort him out, and then he's gonna beat up on all the security and the refs and everything. And then all of a sudden now he's in some type of match.
But why does he have?
He's just gonna get fined.
I disagree. I don't see him beating up all the security. Drew McIntyre looks like now he will only bite when he's provoked, and he was provoked by Drew McIntyre. He was provoked by Cody Rhodes.
What more do you want than being suspended for no reason? That would boil me over to this point where I have nothing else to lose. So why not roll up in there and just take what's mine? Stop asking and take it.
For the same exact reason.
You're a heel.
For the same exact reason as this. Drew McIntyre had enough emotional awareness to walk out of the 2025 Royal Rumble so that he didn't do something that he would regret. That is the same guy who I think, who's still in emotional control of himself, who can show up to the WWE, and if he gets escorted out because he's currently suspended, then he gets escorted out.
Yeah, I think it's a work. I think it's a part of the story. I don't think he's suspended for real.
I mean, granted, Jess, that is what we are talking about. We are talking about Drew McIntyre's angry and WWE made him that way. Obviously, we're all talking about the story. Right? The story behind Drew McIntyre. We are talking about why Drew McIntyre is Drew McIntyre today. And the best villains, though, they aren't just loud, they're layered. And right now, Drew's layers are all anger, pain, and bitter truth. His intensity, though.
Jealousy. Partially jealousy.
There's no jealousy in there. There's no jealousy.
I think so.
There's no jealousy.
Hear me out.
I'm hearing you out.
I think it's just a little jealousy, just a little, of Cody Rhodes. The fact that, he's getting all this and he's boring, and the whole story is that he is being undermined, right? By this little punk named Cody Rhodes. And he has held the belt how long now? It's been about 200 days, give or take now. Has it been how long let's say 200.
200 days feels fine. Because he's been a
about
champion.
200 days. He hasn't really had to defend it. You know what I'm saying? All he ever does is come out and say, what do you want to talk about?
Right.
And he's just, I guess, just like a person who doesn't drink like that, you're babysitting the belt. So he's just I feel like he's trying to tell us without saying that it would be more fun for the story and for the company if he had the belt. And it would be. And it really would be. Because can you imagine what, outside of Roman Reigns, who was the last heel to have the WWE undisputed?
Roman Reigns. And John Cena.
Outside of John Cena
and Roman Reigns, yes.
All right, but before Roman Reigns, who had the belt?
Brock Lesnar.
How long ago was that? That was a while ago.
That was almost 3 years ago, if not 3 years ago.
See what I'm saying? The last true heel was about 2 years ago.
Nah, the last true heel was Roman Reigns. Actually, no. The last true heel was John Cena.
2 years ago. That was 2 years ago. That's what I'm saying.
John Cena was only a heel 98 days ago.
I'm talking about Roman. That whole John Cena heel thing. Let's Men in Black that moment, because everybody's trying to. Let's go ahead and you'll get your little thing on. Look, click.
No, I'm not looking.
It's over with.
I'm not looking.
look, flash it here. Click. It ain't even happened. It ain't happened. So I would say Roman, right? And then Brock Lesnar, got suspended due to the accusations and allegations.
Nah, that was after. That was after. He wasn't even champion anymore. None of that even plays into this.
Yeah, but I feel like there was a story there, but of course the allegations really messed him up.
Sure.
Real bad.
Sure.
He said sure.
At the time when all the stuff was going on with Brock Lesnar, mm-hmm. WWE didn't need Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar's always the break glass in case for emergency kind of guy. Brock Lesnar is an attraction. Okay. He's an attraction. when they want to attract more eyes, or Brock Lesnar is like Christmas. Imagine if Christmas was every single day. If Christmas was every single day, you'd be like, "Oh, great!" You wouldn't say "Merry Christmas" to somebody, right? You just keep it pushing. But somebody like Brock Lesnar, he was an attraction. At the time, WWE didn't need him.
You don't think they needed him?
No, they didn't need. They had
Roman
Reigns. Why would they need him?
They had Roman. You're right. You got a point there. I guess. It's just, it's like I gotta agree to disagree with you, bro. You know I love you though.
Do you think they needed Brock Lesnar at the time?
After the whole Cody Rhodes thing, after that story was over, I feel like, I mean, we still had the bloodline, we still had that whole story and stuff like that. But after the bloodline story was over, then what? Now you run in Seth, you ran Seth Rollins all the way to the ground. Now we're here, we're CM Punk and stuff. So now we need a new villain, don't we? That's why I feel like that was one of the reasons why Brock Lesnar is back. Not saying that, his injury was a work or nothing like that, but they had to have something just in case Seth does get hurt. You needed another villain.
You have one. His name is Braun Breaker.
Yeah. But he's barely getting any matches either. So
doesn't need matches. You know that he can wrestle. WWE doesn't care.
No, but it's still a line. It's still an anarchy and stuff like that. You want to see more. You don't see many merchandises of Brock Lesnar, do you? Not Brock Lesnar. I'm sorry, Braun Breaker. Do you?
Would you buy a Braun Breaker shirt?
Absolutely.
Well, most people wouldn't because he's a heel.
Shit. I guess me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I like heels. I like it. It keeps the story interesting because we don't want a bunch of goody good two shoes the whole damn show.
You're right. I don't want to be cheering for a bunch of goody two shoes the whole entire thing, the whole entire show as well too. But I feel that Brock Lesnar he came in. The story right now with Brock Lesnar, they're slow burning Brock Lesnar. And the story with Brock Lesnar is that eventually Paul Heyman and him are going to come together again. And I think that Braun are going to turn their back on Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman's going to need a little bit of help, but that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about Drew McIntyre, and he's angry. In WWE, they really made him that way. His intensity, I feel his intensity because it's real. Much of it is. He publicly vents, and he's furious after that tainted Cody loss at Saturday night's main event. He calls out the ref on X. The fans respect the authenticity that he's the only heel that fans secretly agree with. Why don't people just publicly come out and say, you know what? # we agree with Drew. Why not? Why does it have to be a secret? Right? Because Drew McIntyre's been wronged. If it was Cody Rhodes, if it was the other way around, the referees would have ran down and they would have flipped the whole entire thing, and they would have said, well, you know what? Cody Rhodes got DDT'd on the championship by Drew McIntyre, so let's just go ahead and just reverse the decision and let the match continue. But no, not with Drew McIntyre. You can't be mad at the guy for attacking the referee.
No. I thought it was fun. I think usually when I see somebody hit the ref, I think that's the funnest part of the show, honestly. But it's all justification of being wronged, of being be considered underrated. Since 2020, well, y'all say 2020. I'm going to start from 2021. You have been slighted the belt since 2021. Here we are in 2025. So that's 4 years of you getting slighted and only holding the belt for 2 seconds, only able to hold the belt for 2 damn seconds for somebody else who lost it, 30 days later, 60 maybe. It didn't make no sense. So I think it's all justified and to assert your dominance. And more, it just goes back to what I said. He's going to take he's taking the Naomi and the Jade, and you know what he's saying? F this, I'm going to come take it. I don't care no more. Since y'all not listening to me, y'all are not giving me a chance. The fans, even though there's no hashtag we want Drew McIntyre, but there is a hashtag called bored at work.
I mean, hashtag Hashtag Drew McIntyre still getting the short end of the stick because in the entire lineage of the World Heavyweight Championship, vacant has held the belt longer than him.
That's crazy, right? Crazy.
The guy has a right to be upset.
Crazy. Honestly, that would have been a nice little thing. And I mean, I wasn't mad at it being JCM Punk LA Knight, but if Drew was in there, would he be still complaining? If they was like, you know what, you're right, Drew. We have been sliding you, so we're going to give you another chance and another belt. Would we feel the same way?
I feel that Drew McIntyre is consistently getting screwed.
Of course he is.
I feel that he shouldn't be suspended. That Mickie James' husband needs to recant on what he said, and bring the guy back to SmackDown because Cody Rhodes is really the heel here. You know, because when you look at MJF and you look at Drew McIntyre, they both blur reality. But the difference between Drew McIntyre and MJF is that Drew, his rage, it feels earned through his pain. When Cody Rhodes was getting kicked in the balls by John Cena, Drew McIntyre was getting kicked in his figurative balls by the WWE, by the fans, by everybody.
And that's worse. And honestly, that is so much worse. Like, I think that's a prison. That's a mind prison. Like, damn, we got to keep doing this because, I don't want to say it like this, but I am going to say it. It's almost like he's the black woman of the WWE.
Who, Drew?
Angry ass black woman. Because I'm like, again, this is why him and Naomi have been talking, chatting, whatever.
Right.
In Twitter.
That's true.
Because she too was slighted. I mean, forget that, she ended up pregnant. Oops, that shit happens, right?
Right.
But even before then, she had to vacate the belt. For what? Nothing. And then she tried over and over and over again, but they still didn't see her as, marketable. But y'all thought she was marketable then when she turned into an angry black woman who got slighted? Come on, man.
I think that
maybe you're right. Maybe they prey on pain because pain makes money.
But they haven't done anything with Drew McIntyre.
Not yet. Not yet. The only thing, maybe nothing now. It looks like he's not doing nothing, but you can't say somebody is not doing nothing if the man is not, he is on the card every single time. I have not seen Drew McIntyre not been on anybody's PLE card every time.
Well, I mean, he was on Saturday night's main event. I mean, even though that's not a real PLE. But,
I mean, but for 4 years, almost consecutively, Drew McIntyre has been on PLEs. So is that really being slighted?
I mean,
or is that's just the bare, or that could be just the bare minimum. He wants a title, so yeah.
The guy deserves to be the WWE champion right now. They're not doing him right. Here's my question: Is Drew's fury sustainable, or does it burn out if WWE never gives him closure?
Ooh. It's going to burn him out if WWE doesn't give him closure. It's going to be to the point where I hate to say that, but he might just say, F it, give up, whatever, be done with it. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, we're not going to get the same energy, Drew McIntyre that we got now. He's hungry. Right now, he's hungry. But the more you keep starving him, the more he's going to be like, F it.
But does a hungry person ever become not hungry? You just become hungrier. The growling in your stomach never goes away.
That's true. But if they're not going to feed you, then what? You die. So. And
it's not even that they're not even feeding him. They're screwing him. Why is he suspended right now, Jess? Why did Mickie James' husband for jumping the ref, right? But it also that's the straw that broke the camel's back. I think it even goes back to a little bit further than that. He attacked John Cena on the Monday Night Raw. On the SmackDown before Saturday night's main event. But that was retaliatory. He was defending himself.
Well, Nick is different. Nick is an Adam. Let's just say that the general managers, we know that this is hot and cold. Hot and cold. Because if this was Randy Orton, there would not have been a suspension.
Well, Randy Orton didn't attack the referee and attack. That
doesn't matter. I'm not talking about now. We're talking about just look. You could just look at it with our eyes. Every time Randy Orton attacked security or the ref, he never got suspended. He only got a little fine, and you might not have seen him for like a night or two, but then you saw him again.
So you feel that maybe right now that Mickie James' husband, because I'm not calling him by his real name because he's disrespecting Drew McIntyre. So you're telling me from what you're saying to me is that that the WWE is a little bit too discipline heavy on Drew McIntyre?
Yes, absolutely. It's almost discriminatory. Oh, it's wishy-washy because again, how is it that Randy Orton, though everyone's saying hashtag Randy Orton, where is he? If Randy Orton could get away with all the same type of energy that we see with Drew McIntyre these past 4 years, why not? Why haven't y'all given him an opportunity to hold on to the belt? It doesn't make sense.
Randy Orton is slithering around right now, like the viper that he is, and he don't want you to see him. He's not loud, and he's not loud like Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre wants what is his, and rightfully so. He doesn't want to sit down and consistently get the short end of the stick.
No, and as he shouldn't. As he shouldn't. How long has he been working? 20 years? 20 plus years? Come on.
Probably.
20 plus years, and y'all are, and because I'm not what y'all want me to be. I'm this guy, so I'm just gonna continue to get slighted. All of it's justified, and I love it. I love the character, whether it's a character or not. Rather this is a character or this is his real life emotions. It's justified. And I think we deserve this, and it's great television. Let's go ahead and call it. I think babyface Drew would have been so boring, and we would have been like, get rid of this belt. But he's hungry. He wants to fight it. He's a villain, anti-hero.
So if you think that Drew is boring as the babyface, what about when he becomes the champion? Could a title run ruin the mystique of the angry Scotsman?
Nah.
I think so.
All right, tell me why.
He has nothing to be angry about anymore. He's got everything that he wants. When he becomes the champion, it erases the fact that Cody Rhodes cheated and dropped him on his head on the world undisputed heavyweight champion of the galaxy. It erases the fact that Damian Priest cashed in on him at WrestleMania 40, having him be a champion for only 1 day. He's the shortest reigning champion in the entire history of the World Heavyweight Championship. Drew McIntyre has no reason to get angry now when he wins, because he's already got what he wants.
So this is why I feel like it's not going to be enough, because now there's a hole to fill. It's going like Drew, like all that anger. You have made your character all around this anger and how you've been slighted, and now you got what you want. It's going to be a hole right there that has to be filled, and that babyface thing is not going to work. It's not going to work long. Something in him is going to make him want to be like the Dominic Mysterio of the WWE Championship.
They like Drew. I mean, they like Dom. They don't like him.
Agree to disagree. People are, like you said, they're keeping it a secret because, oh my God, who likes villains? Who likes the anti-heroes? Who likes to do that? They excuse me again. They like Drew McIntyre. They love him. I do. And I'm not scared to say it. He is the best heel. He's in my top 5, right next to The Miz.
What? You put The Miz in there as a good heel?
Yes. He is one of the greatest heels. One of them. Of my era, one of the greatest heels.
Of all time. Of your era.
Yes.
Full crap.
Please.
Full
come
crap.
On, man.
Okay, you know what? Give me.
You're Roman.
Hold on.
Wait.
Wait.
Randy. Y'all got to stop sleeping on The Miz.
Give me your greatest heels right now, because now we're about to fight. I want to write it down so I got it. So you said The Miz.
The Miz.
Who else?
Randy Orton.
Randy.
Roman. Randy, Roman. I got 3.
What are you doing? Making it up as you go along?
No, those are the 3. I was like 5. I ain't had 5. I knew had 3.
I'm going to cross the Miz off.
I'm sorry, Seth.
Seth? Okay.
I don't have a fifth.
Fine. The Miz has no right being on that list. Anybody that is watching this right now, live or on demand, is telling you that The Miz has no right being on the list of being one of the greatest heels.
Check the chat.
Everybody's just watching right now. But we
don't have a chat today. Okay.
No, we have a chat. They're just watching. The normal watchers aren't here. Once we get the normal watchers like Fernando, Cupcake, Maria, Universal, Heel Vega, all of them, they're in it. They're in it. They're in it to win it.
You want to make a bet? Let's make a bet. When you do, your editing thing, we got this going down. We're going to clip this little part right here, and I'm going to put a poll on social media, and that is going to be the conversation. Do y'all think The Miz is one of the greatest heels? And we're going to run this back, because if I'm going to have my receipts.
No.
Because I can tell you now, that man is a great heel. Is he the greatest wrestler, one of the great wrestlers? Absolutely not. But a heel? Please, absolutely.
I think that The Miz is a great entertainer. He's a great entertainer. But a great heel? No way. No way.
Yes.
No way. What makes The Miz such a great heel?
Because he's hold on, let me get my words.
Go ahead. Make it up as you go along.
Turn around, he's always turning his back on somebody. He does not make friends. He is what is he? I am The Miz. I am him. You know what I'm saying? He's cocky. He feels like right now, yes, he is. He's cocky. He feels like he's being undermined because another one that came in with John Cena. John Cena's getting all this work and all this praise. Well, he is John Cena, and y'all are not paying The Miz no attention. It's literally Drew McIntyre. Almost says, let me hold on, because I was about to say something so messed up. Like, I want you to clip this part. I was going to say something so messed up. I was like, he's the MAGA version of Drew McIntyre. I don't want to say that because I like Miz. I do.
Let me tell you.
Like, the epitome of white privilege oozes out of Miz. I'm like, bro, you're cocky. You feel like you feel like you the shit. They're not giving you no love. What more does that make a heel? What more? Ever since he came out, they have put him under just like Drew. But when he does his heel turn, when he turns his back, when he comes out, sneaks people, what is everybody doing? Either booing or yaying every time.
I could agree with your list, but I can't agree with The Miz. If I'm going to put somebody on the list, and you're talking about somebody of your generation, Roman Reigns, definitely a good heel as the tribal chief, right? As the tribal chief, definitely a good heel. Randy Orton, great heel, right? I think Randy Orton helped make the career of not only John Cena, but Edge as well, too, right? Great. And Batista, great. Seth Rollins, great. You can't trust the guy as far as you can throw him. But The Miz, throw that in the garbage. If I was going to put somebody in there, the person that I would probably put in that spot, you know what? Fine. I would put Brock Lesnar in there. Because Brock Lesnar is such a badass that he don't got to talk. That he has somebody doing the talking for him. And you have the audacity, you have the ovarian oded
All right, fine. I'll put Brock Lesnar as number 5.
You have the ovarian fortitude to say that The Miz is the greatest heel?
Yes.
No.
One of the greatest heels.
Even if
number one, you're crazy. No.
I'm crazy.
Then I need my glasses checked just like you, because that man, every time I turn around when he is on TV, he is a heel. He's a great heel. Great. And I don't see him as nobody's babyface. Never did.
Do you remember? I think it was WrestleMania 26. You remember WrestleMania 26? No, it wasn't 26.
I saw clips. I didn't watch. About to say, I know there was like after about 38. I know from 38 on, when he was doing the whole Puerto Rico thing, blah blah blah. So. After that, if I caught it, I caught it. Because remember, streaming wasn't really a thing yet. So if you caught that PLE, it's because you paid for it.
The WrestleMania I'm talking about, I can't even believe I mentioned this. It's WrestleMania 26. It was when The Miz was with John Cena. and the Miz was the heel in the match. Do you remember that?
Yes. Okay. I didn't know that was a WrestleMania. I remember
that
was
a WrestleMania main event. Save yourself the trouble. Don't go back and watch it again. It was trash.
Man, of course, the Miz, you don't like the Miz. That's why.
It's not that I don't like the Miz. I like the Miz. I respect what the Miz has done. The Miz is doing what. There would be no Logan Paul if it wasn't for the Miz.
I agree.
But the Miz is not a great heel.
Shit. I'm sorry. I can't.
I don't care who you add to the list. The Miz doesn't even belong on the list. If you named every heel in the history of the WWE, the Miz would still be at the bottom. He doesn't belong on the list. The Miz is not a great heel.
No, he is for me.
Drew McIntyre's a way better heel than the Miz.
Oh, and I can agree to that, but does not mean the Miz is not one of the greater heels. I'm sorry. That's where I'm at with it. Every time I think I see him, when I see him, he's cocky. He's doing the exact same thing that Drew McIntyre does, but in a more privileged way. That's the best way I could put it.
So then what's the Miz's privilege?
He's the Miz.
And he's awesome?
He's that guy.
And he's awesome?
Miz. He's that guy. He came out with John Cena every other time in the earlier days of John Cena, you always saw the Miz.
I feel like you just made that up.
I didn't. I didn't say he was in PLEs, but every time I saw John Cena, I saw the Miz as well in some shape or form.
That means you only watched. That means you only watched it for a little bit. Fernando checks in and says the Miz is trash.
Whatever. Greatest heel.
And he didn't even say that the Miz is trash.
It could be trash and all of that, but the character of him being a heel is one of the greatest heels.
He didn't even say it's trash. He used trash can emoji.
He said, I don't want to get banned. I don't want to get fined. I'm not mad. Look, I already dropped the F-bomb twice. It's okay.
So every story needs a resolution. The question is, will Drew McIntyre get his, or will his fury right itself? The question is, where will the anger go? Possibly redemption arc. He definitely needs revenge on Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes did him wrong, but nobody's paying attention to the fact that Cody Rhodes did him wrong. The WWE made him that way. Maybe a feud with Damian Priest. Damian Priest put hands on him, right? So a darker descent. If he snaps again, who is going to stop Drew?
I mean, dude, it depends. Depends on what we're looking at. Because me personally, I enjoyed the Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre story. I thought that was a great story. Great story. Now, Aleister Black.
You're just such a mark for Aleister Black.
Okay, so
because you're like, oh, I love Aleister Black because he reminds me of Karrion Kross.
I like it. No, okay. The reason why I like Aleister Black so much is that knee. I like him for that knee. He's a good wrestler to me. He's a good wrestler. I like the darkness. I like spooky, and it reminds me of Karrion Kross a little. But then after watching him for a few weeks with his beautiful wife, I'm like, it's a little different, just a bit.
Newsflash, everyone! Jess doesn't like her wrestling to be like wrestling. She likes Thriller. She wants to see Michael Jackson Thriller every time she turns on the WWE. That's just what I feel that you like.
So, I told you. I told you day one. If there's no story and it's just a bunch of people wrestling, though, that sometimes that's pretty cool. I'm not interested. I'm on my phone. I'm doing this. Like, chairs, tables. Okay, back to my phone.
Why do you make those weird noises when you're on your phone? Either way, I think I'm a girl. You really sit there and make those noises on your phone? I think that if Drew McIntyre snaps, I don't think that anybody's going to stop him. I think that Drew McIntyre in a year is going to be the one that exposes Cody Rhodes and says that Cody Rhodes has been a heel. Cody Rhodes is on my side. I mean, Drew McIntyre is on my side. Drew McIntyre, if you're watching this, I'm speaking to you, brother. I'm saying that Cody Rhodes is a heel. That Cody Rhodes had no right dropping you on your head on the championship. That's dirty business right there.
Drew, if you're listening to me, leave Cody alone and go find a bigger fish to fry, like Aleister Black.
Let me ask you this: are you familiar with Ric Flair?
Of course. Woo!
What about Mr. Perfect?
Now that one I don't know.
Okay, before your time. What about Triple H?
Of course.
What about the Iron Sheik?
Still before my time, but I know who he is.
Okay. You think the Iron Sheik is a good heel? You probably can't speak to him because he's before your time.
It is, but I did see that. I saw that match.
Hulk Hogan needed to go through the Iron Sheik in order to become the champion, in order to go through WrestleMania 1.
Because he was considered America's favorite and he was technically a babyface, so he would be considered a heel. Given this, okay, partially I did see the match, but I also did watch Vince McMahon's documentary. So it was like he's supposed to be a heel because of the what's the word that I'm looking for? The vibes of America at the time.
Well, Drew, the point that Fernando's trying to say is that The Miz is trash. But I'll say this, though. I'll say this. Maybe Drew McIntyre isn't the villain of WWE 2025. Maybe he's the mirror, showing every frustrated wrestler and every frustrated fan what it looks like when passion snaps.
Team Drew. I love it. I love it.
Well, Drew McIntyre's angry, and I believe that WWE made him that way. I don't think that Jess agrees. But Jess and I will be back on Wednesday at noon. Don't make us your little dirty secret. If you like what we did today, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. This is Tristan Walsh. Some great things are happening here. She's just the captain. And I'll see you next time.